Please don't send us away, she begged. The cowboy opened his door. All four stay with me. The wind howled across the empty plains, as if the night itself knew something terrifying was about to happen. The sky was bruised with clouds rolling low and heavy, like they were trying to crush the small worn-out truck rattling toward the old ranch house on the hill. Inside that truck sat a shivering mother and her 3 terrified children, dirty, hungry, and running from something so dark she couldn't even say it out loud anymore. Her hands trembled on the steering wheel as she whispered, "Please let him be here. Please let him help us, please." When she finally pulled onto the long dirt road leading to the ranch, the lights were still on inside. A single silhouette moved slowly behind the curtain, broad shoulders, tall frame, and the unmistakable stance of a man who had learned to live with solitude. Cowboy Cole Maddox, the man the town feared, respected, and whispered about. A man who hadn't welcomed a soul into his home in nearly 10 years. The man she ran from once, but now she had no one else left. She stepped out, hugged her children close, and walked toward the porch. Before she could knock, the door swung open, and Cole stood there with a rifle in his hand and pain in his eyes she remembered too well. "What are you doing here?" His voice was low, controlled, but strained, as if he already sensed the danger behind her. Her oldest daughter clung to her. "Mama, I'm scared." Those words broke Cole's expression clean in half. She swallowed hard. "Cole, please don't send us away." He glanced past her shoulder into the darkness. "Who hurt you?" Her lips trembled, but no words came out. Instead, she simply whispered the truth that hung in her chest like a stone. "We got nowhere left to go." The youngest boy sobbed into her coat. The girls hugged each other. She forced herself to remain still as Cole's eyes finally softened, the rifle lowering, his jaw setting in silent decision. And then he stepped back, opened the door wider, and said with a voice that shook the night itself, "All four stay with me." They rushed inside, huddling near the fire he had left burning. Cole watched them, arms crossed, his breath heavy. He wasn't angry, not exactly. He was remembering. Remembering the last time she stood on this porch. Remembering how she walked away from him without explanation. Remembering how long he spent trying to forget her. But none of that mattered now. Not with the fear etched into her children's faces. He knelt in front of them. "You're safe here. Nobody gets through me, nobody." When he looked up at her, she saw something she never thought she'd see again. Trust. Thin, fragile, but real. But danger wasn't done with them, and she knew that sooner than he did. Because they hadn't escaped it. They had only outrun it. For now. The storm hit the ranch like a beast, scratching at the windows. Cole paced by the door, while the children ate their first warm meal in days. The mother, Lily, finally let herself breathe. Just once, just enough to stop shaking. But every time lightning flashed, she flinched. Cole noticed. "They'll find you?" he asked. Her breath hitched. "Cole, please don't make me say his name." A long silence. "You don't have to," he said. But his voice darkened. "Just know, if he comes here, he won't touch you. Or the kids." Her eyes filled. "He's not just dangerous, Cole, he's cruel. He doesn't stop." Cole stepped closer. "Neither do I." She didn't expect the tears that spilled down her cheeks, or for Cole to gently lift her chin with the same calloused fingers that once held hers under the Texas stars. "No one hurts you again. Not while I live." Before she could answer, a loud bang sounded outside. The children screamed. Cole grabbed his rifle, glanced at Lily and whispered, "Get them in the back room, now." She rushed the kids into the hallway while Cole yanked the door open. The wind slammed into him, and with it, footprints in the mud leading straight toward the barn. Fresh. Heavy. Not his. Someone was already on the property. He shut the door quickly and locked it. "Stay quiet," he warned. Lily's fear became suffocating. "Cole, he found us." But Cole was already throwing a coat over his shoulders. "Get behind the couch. Keep the children down. Don't move unless I come for you." She grabbed his arm. "Please don't go out there, he'll kill you." His jaw flexed. He'd have to be a whole lot faster than me. Then he slipped into the night. The rain poured harder, soaking Cole's hat and coat as he stalked toward the barn. His boots sank deep into the mud, his breath fogging in the cold air. A dark figure moved between the shadows. Cole raised his rifle. "Show yourself." Lightning cracked, and for half a second a man's silhouette appeared. Then it vanished again. Back at the house, Lily hugged her children close. The youngest whispered. Mama, is the cowboy gonna die? Her chest tightened. No, sweetheart. He's the bravest man I've ever known. But she couldn't shake the terror crushing her lungs. She had seen what her pursuer could do. She had seen him break a man's jaw for stepping between them in a grocery store. She had seen him drag her by the hair across a parking lot. She had seen him fire a gun into their wall because dinner wasn't warm enough. If that man reached Cole, no, she couldn't let that happen. She stood, grabbed a metal fireplace poker, and quietly moved toward the door. The children gasped. Mama, no! I won't let him hurt Cole, she whispered. Not again. Not ever. But before she could open the door, a fist suddenly slammed into it from the outside. The children screamed again. She froze, pressed against the door, heart pounding. Cole's voice roar-cut through the storm. Lily, get back. But it was too late. The door burst open. Mud and rain flew inside. Man, tall, broad, eyes wild with rage, stepped into the living room. Lily stumbled back, shielding the children. There you are, the man growled. You thought you could run? He reached for her hair, but a gunshot cracked through the room. The man jerked, stunned. Cole stood behind him, rifle smoking, expression stone cold. You touch her again, Cole growled. And I put the next bullet in your spine. The man lunged at Cole with a knife. But Cole slammed the rifle butt into his jaw, knocking him into the wall. The fight shook the house. Furniture overturned. Pictures crashed to the floor. The children cried in terror. But Lily moved. She grabbed the fallen fireplace poker, ran behind the man, and struck him hard across the back of the head. He dropped instantly, the knife clattering across the floor. Cole breathed hard, staring at her. You saved me. Her chest heaved. You saved us first. Sirens wailed in the distance, the deputies Cole had radioed on his way out. Lily collapsed into his arms, sobbing. The children rushed into her embrace, and Cole wrapped all four with trembling hands. You're safe now, he whispered, voice cracking. All of you stay with me. No more running. No more fear. The deputies hauled the unconscious man away. Cole shut the door slowly, then looked at Lily and her children, fragile, trembling, exhausted. And then he said the words he'd buried for 10 long years. You belong here. This house. This ranch. Me. You stay as long as you want. Forever if you'll have it. Lily's tears fell silently as she stepped into his arms. For the first time in years, she believed in tomorrow. And for the first time since losing everything, Cole Maddox let himself hope again. Outside, the storm finally broke. Inside, a family, shaken, scarred, but safe, was born. And none of them would ever face the darkness alone. Again, the night settled into a heavy silence after the deputies. Truck disappeared down the muddy road, carrying the man who had terrorized Lily for years. Cole bolted the door, checked every window twice, then turned back to the family huddled together on the couch. The children were still trembling, staring at him as if he were the only solid thing left in their world. Lily wiped her tears, but her hands wouldn't stop shaking. Cole walked toward her slowly, cautious, like approaching a wounded animal. When he reached her, he gently brushed a strand of wet hair from her cheek. He won't come back. Not with a prison cell waiting for him. Not with me standing here. She shuddered but nodded. The youngest boy reached for Cole's sleeve. Are you going to stay awake all night so he doesn't get us? Cole's heart twisted. If that's what you want, then yes. I'll sit right here. He pulled a chair beside the couch and rested his hat on his knee. The fire crackled low, filling the room with a warm glow that softened the terror, still clinging to their faces. Lily studied him for a long time, her eyes filled with something rawer than fear, gratitude, guilt, hope, and something else she wasn't ready to name. She whispered, I shouldn't have come back into your life like this. Cole looked up at her. I'm glad you did. Hours passed. The storm outside faded to a distant rumble, and the children drifted off to sleep one by one. Lily stayed awake, watching Cole as he kept his silent vigil. His eyes were focused, scanning every shadow, every creak of the old wood. He had always been a protector. Even when she'd left him years ago, he had tried to fight for her. She finally whispered, Cole, what if he gets out someday? Cole turned his head slowly. Then he'll still have to come through me. She didn't realize she was crying again until Cole stood and gently pulled her to her feet. You haven't slept in days, he murmured. You're safe here. Let me carry the fear for a while. The words hit her like a blow. No one had ever spoken to her like that. No one had ever offered to carry anything for her. She closed her eyes as he wrapped his arms around her, feeling his strength, the steady rise and fall of his breath. She whispered against his chest, "I don't know how to start over." Cole rested his chin on her hair. "Then don't start alone." She looked up at him, trembling. "Why are you still willing to help me after everything?" Cole brushed her cheek with his thumb. "Because I never stopped caring. Not for a single day." Her breath caught. The pain she carried for years cracked open, releasing something warm and terrifying. She pressed her forehead to his. "Cole, I'm scared to trust again," he whispered. "Then trust slow. Trust small. Trust me enough to stay." The children stirred behind them, curling closer together on the couch, safe for the first time in years. Lily stared at them, her entire world, and then at Cole, the man she once loved. The man she could love again. She nodded, barely breathing. "We'll stay." He didn't smile. He didn't speak. He simply pulled her into his arms again, stronger this time, as if claiming back the years they lost. The fire crackled, warming the room. Outside, a new dawn began to glow over the horizon. Inside the ranch house, something new, fragile, bright, alive took root between them. A second chance neither of them ever expected.